Hi everyone, my name is Janita and today I'm excited to share my honors project. What is imagination? We will explore how imagination works in the brain, how intelligence and creativity are connected, and even how dreaming can help us become more creative. Here is what we will cover. First, why I choose this topic. Then, three research articles that shaped my thinking. Finally, what it all means for how we understand imagination. I choose imagination because of a moment with my daughter. She painted something beautiful to the right. I realized this was her first picture that wasn't original. She did not copy this from an existing picture or even seen a house like this. It made me wonder, where does imagination come from? It is not purely copying. That question led me to three studies. Let's start with the brain. Where does imagination live? For centuries, people tried to find a creative center. In the 1800s, phonologists thought creative came from the front to the brain, and how creative you are was based on your skull's shape. In the early 1900s, scientists said it was the right side of the brain. By the mid 1900s, EEG studies show creativity was spread across the brain. Beatty and his team studied the scientific creativity. They found that imagination involved three brain networks working together: the default mode network, the salience network, and the scientific control network. Beatty recruited 47 undergraduate students from Penn State and asked them to generate a scientific hypothesis for founding and to think of a scientific word that matches a given word while scanning them with an fMRI. He then observed what leads up. First was the default mode network. This network helps us daydream, remember personal experience, and generate ideas. It's active when our mind wanders, and that's often when creative strikes. Another was the salience network. This network helps us notice what matters, like emotions or surprise. It also helps us switch between daydreaming and focused thinking. Last was the semantic control network. This one helps us understand abstract language like metaphors or sarcasm, and it helps us make sense of words that have multiple meanings like bank as money or river. So imagination isn't in one spot. It's a team effort across the brain, blending memory, emotion, and meaning. Now, let's talk about intelligence and creativity. There is a common belief called the threshold hypothesis. It says that once your IQ is above 120, more intelligence doesn't help creativity. We hear this idea in phrases like trapped in the ivory tower, all brain, no spark, um, analysis paralysis. But is it true? Weiss thought that the idioms were false and wanted to prove it in this second paper. Weiss and her team tested this idea using two large groups, teens and adults. They used three well-validated statistical methods to see if creativity levels off at high IQ. They measured creativity using something called divergent thinking. That means coming up with many different ideas for one object, what can you do with a brick? They look at fluency, the number of ideas, flexibility, the variety of categories, and originally uniqueness of the ideas. All three statistical methods show the same thing. Creativity and intelligence are linearly related. Here is the scatter plot analysis. There is no cutoff. Smart people can be very creative. The key takeaway from this paper is that we should stop assuming artists aren't smart or engineers aren't imaginative. Creative and intelligence work together. Now, for my favorite article, Can Dreaming Actually Make Us More Creative? Horowitz and his team say yes. First, a little dream history. In ancient Greece, people slept in temples, hoping for healing dreams. Daly and Edison used tricks to wake up from light sleep with fresh idea. They held an object that would drop and wake them when they drift off to sleep. Both believed Age of Sleep was a creative goldmine. Horowitz extended these ideas and wanted to see how dreams and creativity were connected. Here is their study design. 49 healthy adults were recruited from MIT. They were randomized into four groups: sleep with incubation, sleep without incubation, uh, wake with incubation, and without incubation. They used a device called Dormio to detect light sleep called N1. In the intervention group at N1, Dormio would instruct a person to dream about the trees. After waking, people did creative tasks related to trees. Creativity was measured using three tasks. The first was storytelling, write a short story. The second was the alternative use task. List creative use for tree-related objects like leaves or branches. And last was verb generation. Say a verb that goes with a tree-related noun. The group that slept and heard the tree prompt had the most creative answer. Uh, they, their story were more original, their idea were more surprising, and their word choice were more flexible. Note that in this study, the participants got the same amount of sleep prior to testing, and the human later were all blind to treatment group. This asserts unbiased result. So we can guide our dreams and use them to boost creativity. This could be a remarkable breaking through for educators, designers, and even mental health providers. So, what is imagination? It's not just one thing. It's a complex human activity that involves brain networks, intelligence, and even dreams. We can nurture it, study it, and even enhance it. So I hope this presentation helped you understand a little bit of our creativity related to our brains and intelligence and other things. Thank you for watching.